Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hearthstone, another recording session. So we've got 3 quests. I just did the 3rd week of One Night in Karazhan, and just throw that in there. We need to get 5 victories with the Druid and the Hunter, and 5 victories with the Rogue and Warrior, and do 100 damage to the enemy, and we have a Tavern Brawl, so let's start with that. See what this is. The captain left treasure for everyone, but mostly you. Each turn open a chest for 3 random cards and choose which one to put in your hand. So which of these 2 quests is going to be more difficult? Druid and Hunter or Rogue and Warrior? Let's go with Warrior. Or Rogue. Let's see. Warrior. Choose. We don't get to pick what cards we're going to play as, that's fine. We have just a few more days till the end of the month. So, in theory, working up our ranked play is also a goal, although it's a mostly abandoned goal at this point. Hopefully my Hearthstone Dick Tracker app just popped up. I've changed things. I've changed around my recording hotkeys. No longer is it Shift F9 and Shift F10. I've changed it to Shift Dash and Shift Plus, or Shift
Garrosh versus Jaina.
Minus and Shift Plus.
You asked for it.
Right at the top of the number bar. So basically I moved it down 1 row. Just because I have yet again run into a game that those F9 and F10, it seems to overlap. I was having trouble with the shift button actually in Costume Quest, which I finished. And gosh, that was awful, but awful. I don't believe I will do Costume Quest 2
Job's done.
this Halloween month. I think I was planning on doing Anna's Quest in between Custom Quest 1 and 2, but I'm thinking now I'm gonna just keep it mixed together in a different way.
X marks the spot.
So, yeah, I think I may just do, instead of doubling up on episodes as I often do, I might just do 1 episode a day for 30 minutes on Costume Quest. I am really upset, well, a little upset, not really upset, that Costume Quest turned out to be such a flop. That's not something I was hoping for. I guess drawing a card isn't very useful when it's just going to be like pirates. Isn't. Yeah. And then having charge minions is also not going to be that useful. I have a list of things to talk about, but let's talk about things not on that list first. One Night in Karazhan this week was kind of easy again. It's a shame, but I suppose that's how it goes. One of the battles gave me a little bit more trouble than the 2nd week, but the rest were easy. Felt like I lucked through a couple of things too, and I really have started to wonder how wildly different a person's experience may be, because it does feel like you would just always potentially have a different experience.
Die, land lover.
Job's done.
So yeah, that's an issue. Let's go to the board now, I guess. So, first list, New Duke Nukem and Toe Jam and Earl. So Toe Jam and Earl,
I wonder.
there is a game I've never played, the original or the new one that's coming out. It's made by Adult Swim Games for the new one. It's a Sega game, or at least it's on the Sega collection. Let's see. Bouncing Blade. So that'd be interesting.
Job's done.
So yeah, Toe Jam and Earl's a weird game, but it has a cult following, and that'll be cool. Duke Nukem, on the other hand, is a weird game. But I don't know if it has a cult following. I mean, the thing about Duke Nukem is it was mostly. Should I do this? So that'd be funny. It was mostly just popular from its Doom spin-off thing. So Duke Nukem Doom, they came out about the same time, and then Duke Nukem 3D, and then nothing really until Duke Nukem Forever, as far as I know. But Gearbox bought the license of Duke Nukem after the company that owned it before business and released Duke Nukem Forever. I don't believe they really did much work to it. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if it wasn't just let's try to do this. Darn it.
Charge forward!
X marks the spot.
Job's
That
done.
didn't work the way I had hoped, but I guess it wouldn't have worked the way I had hoped. I had one thought on Duke Nukem Forever. I don't believe Gearbox is the company to do this stuff. I mean, you gotta restart the whole thing. You have to apologize for Duke Nukem Forever. You have to say, look, we gotta take this character and go in a completely different way. We gotta redo that character. Duke Nukem literally can't feel like Duke Nukem because the truth of it is Duke Nukem just
X marks the
isn't
spot.
a likable character anymore.
I cannot do that.
X marks the spot.
So I have no idea what you do. It's just gonna be like a generic first-person shooter where you're running around fighting aliens in a comedic way. That's the premise of Duke Nukem games, and how do you fix that? It can't become Borderlands style copy. It has to be something different. It doesn't have to be what it was. It can't just be another Borderlands. So I have no idea. But there's activity on their Twitter feed after a really long time. There's there's a countdown on their website, so maybe there's a new Duke Nukem game, and that would be interesting. Honestly, what I would do is I would make a cell phone port or new game on Duke Nukem, do it very cheaply, but make it very good, and not announce or release anything until it's 100% ready to be pushed out, and just be like, surprise, here's a new Duke Nukem game, it's free to play. Yeah, I think at this point, after Duke Nukem Forever, what is right now probably still considered it's probably still considered the worst game ever. Maybe that will change. With No Man's Sky, I don't think so though. Nah. No Man's Sky doesn't even come close to Duke Nukem, and I don't think there's been any other game that's been as bad as Duke Nukem.
Wanted.
So
Dead or
I
alive.
think if anybody needs to release like a new version, well, this is gonna save me. Oddly enough. This is the Tree of Life's card that can really help you make your opponent run out of cards, but you have to use it with several other cards. See, he has 26 left, I have 26 left. Plenty of cards.
Behold my mighty invention!
Start a turn transforming one minion into a 1/1 chicken. So this is just gonna get me the several more things.
Behold the armies of Stormwind.
It's gonna give me 3 pirates. Nice music there. So yeah, Duke Nukem, I don't know what else you do there. You have to kind of erase and retcon every single previous game. And that's what I was thinking. So we'll cross that out. Next thing I have is Rick and Morty creators decide to make a VR studio. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Now, personally, I've just recently got into Rick and Morty very, very late. Let's see. I've lost here. So I'm trying to catch up and watch the reruns of season 1 and season 2 of Rick and Morty, and apparently I've been bad about watching TV, which means I've been good in general in life, because it is now very clearly in my mind, and probably was always the case, that watching TV comes as the cost of doing other better things. That's a shame. I could have, if they had killed Jiraxis, then that would have given me yet another attempt to survive. Let's just try that again. Is the warrior the right card to be playing? Probably not. I could cancel. Let's go ahead and cancel. And with the canceling, I get knocked out. Is this a new thing with Hearthstone? If you cancel a battle, you'll get kicked out of the entire game?
Garrosh versus Liadrin.
Oh, I must have canceled
My
right
hammer
at the
burns
wrong
with
time.
holy fire.
That's
Victory
very
or
interesting.
death!
And again, I hope the Hearthstone deck tracker is working here. So, as far as them making a VR company, I have no real interest. But I hope they make more Rick and Morty. So that is slightly interesting. Next thing to talk about, we have the Great London Fire #2 in Minecraft, which it's amazing that it's been almost a month since I talked about this last, where they gave map 1, and they didn't give a trailer. And so it very much looked like they were just giving you a map and nothing else in that first
Job's
one.
done.
Just, they said they were going to, the way it was written in the article, that they were going to just tell you where to start fires, and then you would be able to watch this map of London from 1966 or 1666. I think
X marks the
1666
spot!
sounds more accurate. Add a copy of each damage-friendly minion to your hand. There you go.
X marks the spot!
Job's done.
But the trailer is way different on the second one. It seems like the fire starts itself. It probably is command block controlled. There are characters. You're playing a specific character. There are NPC characters. You have a special fire hose gun. You're running around trying to set off, put out the fire. You're a lot of times using TNT to blow up the fire, which I don't know if that's accurate or not, or if that's just because you can use TNT in Minecraft and they knew the kids would want to do that. This is coming from the Museum of London, so there is a real reason for all this.
What does the future hold?
Die, landlubber!
It's supposed to be educational, but it actually having a trailer for the second map makes it seem way more interesting. And I guess that's a lesson we should always take in both ways. It means, yes, we can get hyped about things, as I'm hyped about this map a little bit, not that I'm going to actually play it. When we see videos and examples, a lot better than it just being written as a description. And two, if you actually are trying to sell something, then you should probably keep that in mind.
I see your end. I see your end.
Interesting.
X marks the spot.
Job's done.
So, yeah. That's interesting too. So, here's an interesting story. Let's talk about that, since it even connects with the trailers and hype and all that, because a game that is infamous now for its trailer is No Man's Sky, which I keep talking about. Sorry, I really am. It's just, it keeps popping up in the news. And so I have to keep talking about it, or at least I want to keep talking about it. No Man's Sky, when I first read the article, as I was going through all the articles for today, it read, No Man's Sky loses 88% of the players, but that's about average, that's not a direct quote. By the time I got back to it, they had updated the article that says, No Man's Sky loses 90% of its players. Now, reading in the article, it seems about after a month in, which I don't believe No Man's Sky actually is a month in. I think it's probably only 2 or 3 weeks.
X marks the
Most
spot.
games do lose 80% of their players, which just goes to show how we have this major problem in the video game industry of having very flippant and
Does the future hold?
not very loyal video game players. Their attention spans are short. People don't finish games. We hear it's said like a mantra. People just don't finish video games, and this is obviously true. It's like, if 90% of No Man's Sky's players are gone at this point, I would suspect very few of them actually beat the game once. Probably, I would put it somewhere in the 20% of the entire player base that's probably beating the game. And spoiler alert, when you beat the game in No Man's Sky, it just starts you over again. So it's not even something that's interesting to do. I wanna hit this guy, and then
I see your end. I see your end.
this. Suppose it would have been better to hit this guy in the face and then play this guy, but whatever. So, yeah, it's not really even that surprising that they lost 90% of their player base. That game just doesn't look fun. It is missing the absolute one thing that you needed, and that is
Safety restrictions
multiplayer.
offline.
Without
Harvesting servos
multiplayer
engaged.
going on, you are effectively always alone in this universe, just collecting materials, and there's no building with the materials really. You're just upgrading your equipment and your ship. So, like, as I compare it to Minecraft, you can't put blocks down. Imagine in Minecraft if you couldn't build anything or put blocks down. There was no redstone. There was no multiplayer. So all you would be do is dig around for no real reason. Let's see. Let's go and kill this guy.
Job's done.
So yeah, it's just not a fun game. It didn't look like it was a fun game. Even looking at the trailer now, for me, it gives you this kind of Jurassic Park exploring, maybe Pokemon Snap thing, but then there's none of those elements were even promised amongst all the things that were promised. So
Reporting for duty.
it never got its hooks in me. Hopefully that's the end of that talk. People are trying to wrap it up. But speaking of Pokemon Snap, as I move over here, charge and rage 6. Deal. Draw 3 cards, putting your minions you drew directly into battle.
Behold the armies of Stormwind.
I'm gonna try that again. Speaking of the Pokemon Snap aspect, the Witness adds this program or this API called Ansel from NVIDIA, which it's like you can hit Alt F2 and then you can change a lot of
None may
effects,
steal our
overlaying it,
X marks the
and
spot.
try to take pictures of it, which,
Reporting
okay,
for duty.
I could see a screenshot thought where it's like all games in the future will have Ansel support because it's such a simple API that you can just do that. But for each enemy, summon a 1/1 pawn to taunt.
En passant.
Now, I think if I hadn't taken that armor, I would have been able to take some other
Thailand
people
lover.
out, but whatever.
Thailand lover. Thailand lover.
What I'm trying to do is have this character, I guess, run out of cards. So, the Witness adds Ansel support, which is interesting that they're still doing things to the Witness. What is more interesting is the Witness is coming to Xbox One, which is mind-blowing to me because I would have sworn it had already come out to Xbox One. It must have been a timed exclusive
Reporting
with the
for duty.
PlayStation 4, which, as I'm thinking about it, the PlayStation Now is coming to PC, so you can play PlayStation 3 games in your in the, let's see, let's try this.
Caffeine shelters us. Take my shield.
Thailand lover. Thailand lover. Thailand lover.
I think I can win this. So yeah, PlayStation now is coming to PC, but it's only PlayStation 3 games, which means, I guess, maybe I'd be willing to do that because there's a lot of PlayStation 3 games also that I can play. Like, I had a PlayStation 3, but only really used it to, to watch Blu-rays. And now I use it to watch Netflix. But I think I'm gonna have to certainly give that some thought. I could do this.
Die, landlubber! Die, landlubber! Die, landlubber!
But let's just do this instead. There we go. I think I have a victory there. So
Your win. I consent.
yeah, I think we're lined up really nicely here. So I don't want to move any further down this direction. So we've got 41 of 100 damage done. That's our one victory. Sadly, the Tavern Brawl is not going to give us quick victories, so we just need to go into ranked play from now on. And I'm not going to play any offline, but I may very easily not have, not get all 10 victories that, well, 9 victories that remain. I haven't gotten a legendary card in a long time. There's a rare card.
Golden common. Rare.
Golden common.
Epic.
So, one more pack. And we'll go and disenchant 3 of those. And that leaves 2 that I didn't have 2 of. We can disenchant this one because I don't want any golds. And wow, I guess I can create one right here. Ah, this is because it's a Karzan card. Well, I'm not going to craft a Karzan card because I'll probably get it in Karzan, and that would be insane to craft a card that I'm going to get and spend 700 gold there. The good news is I have managed to stay above 5,000 on this expansion. We're at 5,960 when I beat one more purchase the final week, it'll be 700 gold, so that'll keep us above 5,000. So our next goal is to get to 10,000 for the next expansion. And in the next recording, I think we'll probably play as the Druid or Hunter in ranked play for a while. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.